your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. We start with breaking news out of Texas tonight, where once again America is searching for answers following another mass shooting. This time it is in the small town of Sutherland, Texas, on the outskirts of San Antonio, inside a First Baptist church. Right now you're taking a live look from the scene of that crime. Officials calling this the deadliest mass killing at a house of worship in modern U.S. history, with more than 20 confirmed fatalities. Two officials are now telling the Associated Press that the Texas church shooter has been identified as Devin Kelly. And now we are waiting for a press conference to begin on that shooting, where hopefully we will learn more information. For now, ABC's Brian Clark shows us what we do know about this developing situation so far.
And be with us, dear, as we learn to deal with these days to come.
Families in tears, waiting to see if their loved ones are safe, praying for everybody's safety. Emergency vehicles pouring into the town of Sutherland Springs, just 35 miles southeast of San Antonio. Helicopters airlifting the wounded to nearby hospitals.
If there's anyone in that church that died, we know that they're in the presence of our Lord Jesus Christ right now.
The closely knit town of about 650 people preparing to hear the names of the deceased.
We all know, and we're all prepared right now, that we're going to hear names and we're going to know every one of them.
A sheriff says that the gunman walked into the church and started firing. Authorities say the attacker is dead. Amidst the grief and tears, one woman says fate kept her alive.
I changed my mind to go to church today.
Agents from the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms are on the scene, as well as numerous Texas law enforcement officials. President Trump from Japan tweeting, "May God be with the people of Sutherland Springs." Brian Clark, ABC News, New York.
And the wife of the pastor of that church in Sutherland Springs says the couple's 14-year-old daughter was among those killed in that mass shooting. We will continue to follow this developing story and bring you the latest as we learn more. And remember, for that information on both national and local breaking news, you can download the latest updated version of our app. Android users will get that update automatically, but iPhone users need to go to the App Store and re-download it. Just search for WWSB or My Suncoast. And back here on the Suncoast, an annual event to help college students, Brunch on the Bay at University of South Florida, Sarasota Manatee, welcoming nearly 900 donors and raising more than $300,000 in scholarship money this afternoon. But more important than that money is where it will go and whose life it can eventually change. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from campus to share how financial aid has done just that for one USF student. Erica?
Good evening, Adam. This is the 24th year for Brunch on the Bay. 1,500 USF Sarasota Manatee students have received scholarships from the money raised at past events, totaling more than $1 million.
I was the first person to get out of even middle school.
Graduating from college has been a lifelong dream for Jamie Hernandez Carranza. The first in his family to continue past 7th grade, he's now just weeks away from accepting his biology degree from University of South Florida and graduating debt-free.
My scholarships have helped me greatly, not just because they helped fund my school, but because they were funding my school. I didn't have to work as many hours at my job to cover the costs of my education.
This allows them to get their college education with their work experience tied together.
USF President Judy Genschaft told nearly 900 donors at Brunch on the Bay 80% of their students who ask for financial aid receive some form of assistance. Board of Trustees member Anila Jain says scholarships, grants, and loans are especially helpful to first-generation college students.
I think a lot of those parents that I've worked with have always felt that they want a better life for their son or daughter. They may be working on jobs that they don't want their students.
A combined education at State College of Florida and USF Sarasota Manatee costed Hernandez Carranza all of his savings. Scholarships from USF and local hospitals helped him finish his degree. He believes the school's generosity will one day come full circle.
Because they remember who helped them out, they're going to feel a responsibility towards giving that same help back to other students in the same manner that they received help.
His success is also paving the way for other students, like his sister, who he expects will be the second person in his family to graduate from college.
I did make some mistakes and I learned from them, and I'm passing that advice on to her.
The USF system is also celebrating a record $475 million in grants and contracts for this year. Reporting at USF Sarasota Manatee, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. Well, those who still haven't filed for disaster assistance following Hurricane Irma now have a little bit more time. The Federal Emergency Management Agency moving today's original deadline to November 24th. Eligible applicants include government entities and certain private nonprofits. The money would go towards costs for emergency response, debris removal, and repairs. To date, over 700,000 individual assistance applications have been approved by the Florida Department of Emergency Management, and the total funding approved is over $890 million. And Hurricane Irma feels like it was a long, long way away, especially on days like today. Let's head straight over to Wendy Ross for a check on our first alert weather. Wendy.
And do you realize that it is dark out there right now? So we are already feeling the effects of that back time that we experienced last night. 73 degrees for us right now in Sarasota and Bradenton. Venice reporting some cloud cover with 74 degrees. And at the airport at 73, you can see 81% humidity. And those winds are calm. They're coming in out of the north-northwest right now at around 9 miles per hour. We are looking at fair skies for most of our viewing area. And as you can see, our temperatures tonight will be slightly warmer than they were last night. So we're going to see our readings mostly in the upper 60s for the overnight low time period. And once again, no rain is in our forecast. And we can thank a high pressure system out here in the Gulf of Mexico for providing the beautiful day that we had right here across the Suncoast. And we'll find out if that is going to stay with us over the next couple of days to continue to provide this kind of weather that we experienced today. That's all coming up in just a moment. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. President Trump kicked off his Asia tour with an American welcome, addressing a boisterous crowd of U.S. service members stationed in Japan. The nuclear showdown with North Korea is looming. It will be a key issue on the table when President Trump meets with leaders of Japan, South Korea, and China. Today, no specific mention of North Korea from President Trump, but his message to Kim Jong-un was clear.
No one, no dictator, no regime, and no nation should underestimate ever American resolve.
The president's aggressive rhetoric on North Korea has raised alarms here in Asia and back home. A new ABC News Washington Post poll finds that 67% of Americans don't trust the president to act responsibly on the issue. President Trump says he expects he'll meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin later this week in Vietnam. He tells reporters that he wants Putin's help on North Korea. Well, that press conference for the mass shooting we told you about earlier seems to be getting underway now. We are going to go straight over live and listen in on these new details.
Gunned down. We mourn their loss, but we support their family members. We appreciate the first responders and what they've done to help respond to this challenge. They are continuing in their efforts as they put all the pieces of a very complex puzzle together to try to provide their community all the answers they need and deserve. Unfortunately, I'm sad to tell you, to confirm, at least at this moment in time, there are 26 lives that have been lost. We don't know if that number will rise or not. All we know is that's too many. And this will be a long, suffering mourning for those in pain. We ask for God's comfort, for God's guidance, and for God's healing for all those who are suffering. As governor, I ask for every mom and dad at home tonight that you put your arm around your kid and give your kid a big hug and let them know how much you love them, knowing that we support each other. Tell your friend and your neighbor that you support them and that you will work with them. I'm very proud of the way that we have so many people working together to respond to this. Already in talking to the emergency team in Texas reported that the Emergency Medical Task Force from San Antonio was deployed to help respond to the magnitude of this tragedy. San Antonio area hospitals and trauma centers have coordinated with regard to patient movement and patient care. The Red Cross has set up Family Assistance Center to help all families affected by this. One thing that is very important for everybody affected by this, whether you're a family member or non-family member, is that you avail yourself of counseling resources that will be made readily available in abundance. Now, we have so many people who have helped respond in coordinated fashion already. I want to express my gratitude to the President who called from overseas, my gratitude to Senators Cornyn and Cruz, with whom I've already spoken, as well as members of the Texas legislature. But when you look at the robust response from just the immediate area, I want to express my gratitude to the Sheriff of Wilson County, to the District Attorney from this area, Audrey Lewis. The reason I say this area is because her territory is larger than just Wilson County. And to DPS Regional Director Freeman Martin. Each of those three will be speaking shortly. But also to the mayor of the area where we are located right now, the mayor of Stockdale, to the Department of Homeland Security, to the ATF, the FBI, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, the Guadalupe County Sheriff's Office, the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, the Livonia Police Department, the Stockdale City Marshal's Office, and the Seguin Police Department. And I have no doubt that there are other law enforcement as well as emergency agencies that have responded to this. And I regret if I did not mention you. Just know that we appreciate the profound way that everybody's come together. I would like to now turn things over to Sheriff Joe Tackett from Wilson County, in whose jurisdiction the crime occurred and whose jurisdiction we're in right now.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for your kind words. We all in here know what happened today, and it's something we all say does not happen in small communities. Well, we found out today it does. We need your support. You know, the media, don't blow it out there that, you know, it should have never happened, because it does happen. And we sincerely feel sorry for all of the people that are involved. We don't know names of any of the victims at this time, because we're still trying to work the crime scene. As we get the names, we're going to be contacting family members and letting them know what we have. But at this time, we don't have any names of any of the victims. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the District Attorney, Audrey Lewis.
Thank you all. We know that you have lots of questions that you want answers to, but understand this. Our number one priority and goal is to the victims.
And the sheriff out there right now. We're going to go to break, but coming up here on ABC 7, heavy security at the New York City Marathon just days after a terror attack, plus tennis for a cause. A look at the finals from the Dick Vitale Intercollegiate Clay Court Classic in Lakewood Ranch. Stick around.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms, and if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars. Call Tax 10,000 at 800-817-1064.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful. That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have
a prescription failed and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded, so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
It's a dangerous habit. Texting and driving kills thousands each year. Join ABC7 and take the No Text Zone pledge.
Hi, I'm Michael Johnson, the new car manager at Venice Honda, encouraging you to help us keep the Suncoast safe by making the pledge to not text and drive. Save a life. Stop by Venice Honda today and make the pledge to not text and drive, and register to win a $100 gift card to Capitol Grill.
Take the pledge. Save a life. Go to mysuncoast.com for more information. Hurricane season is here, and so is the ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with your pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror. WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Welcome back. Up in New York City, Kenyan runner Geoffrey Kamworor won the New York City's Marathon Elite Men's Division earlier today, while American women's runner Shalane Flanagan made history, bringing the title back to the U.S. for the first time in 40 years. But another big story was the city bouncing back from last week's terror attack. ABC's Maggie Rulli shows us the more than 50,000 who took to the streets, joined by an unprecedented security force.
A celebration of athletic achievement and the human spirit.
It's been a tough week for New Yorkers and a tough week for our nation, and I thought of what a better gift than to make Americans smile today.
Crossing the finish line in 2 hours, 26 minutes and 53 seconds, Shalane Flanagan became the first American woman to win the New York City Marathon in 40 years. She was one of the more than 50,000 runners and 2.5 million spectators who took back the streets of New York City today, less than 1 week after the deadliest terror attack to hit the city since 9/11.
New Yorkers are resilient, and you know, I think they love to make statements, and this is a way to make a statement, to come together and show the world that we don't hide.
Marathon security has already increased in the wake of the Boston Marathon bombings, but authorities say this year's record security is unprecedented. Surveillance teams, K-9 units, and thousands of police officers are lining 26.2 miles of this marathon, all the way up until the finish line, with nearly triple the normal number of law enforcement personnel in place along the route, including heavily armed counterterrorism units, snipers, helicopters, and boats. The Port Authority patrolled public transportation, bridges, tunnels, and airports.
We're going through every possibility.
And after 8 were killed when a terrorist turned a truck into a weapon on Tuesday afternoon, officials have brought out extra blocker vehicles and concrete barricades at vulnerable intersections. Officials stress these extra measures are out of an abundance of caution, and right now there is no specific or credible threat against the city. While the unprecedented security here has been a constant reminder of what happened last week, runner after runner here at the finish line have all proved one thing, that New Yorkers will not let the threat of terror stop them. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
It was a warm day today once again. 84 degrees was our daytime high, 62 the overnight low, and you can see the difference. We are supposed to be in the low 80s, but these warm temperatures are going to stay around for the next couple of days. And what we're looking at right now are the temperatures around the state, with readings mostly in the mid to upper 70s, and then we'll see those overnight lows tonight dropping down into the 60s, mostly the upper 60s for overnight lows, before they bounce back once again starting tomorrow with our temperatures right back up into the 80s. Right now we have clear skies at the airport, 73 degrees for us. Our dew point is at 67 degrees, and so it feels very nice out there, even though the humidity is at 81%. And those winds are coming in out of the north-northwest at around 6 miles per hour. It's just making for a beautiful, beautiful evening after a gorgeous day once again. All that drier air now sinking down to the south, but as you can see, it didn't allow for any rainfall across our western coastline. We had a couple of showers along the east coast, but no problems for us along the west coast. And just a reminder that the hurricane season is not over. We do have an area of disturbed weather located about 800 miles away from Bermuda, and it is moving on towards the northeast at around 2 miles per hour. The expectation is that it could develop. There's about a 50% chance of that happening in the next 2 days and about a 70% chance of it happening in the next 5 days. But once it moves into the colder waters of the North Atlantic, after that it is not likely to develop any further. So it's just something that we'll continue to watch. In the meantime, if you're heading out to the beach tomorrow, winds will be out of the northeast and then shift around towards the north, 10 to 15 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet with a moderate chop. And for tonight, another beautiful night for us with clear skies, overnight lows in the 60s, and we keep those gorgeous temperatures and sky conditions around for the work week. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Well, some of the top stars in college tennis descended on Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club over the weekend for a very special tournament. It's the annual Dick Vitale Clay Court Classic, and it is the only clay tournament for many of the college tennis players who participated during the year. Now, aside from attracting former SUNCOAST stars back home, the Classic raises money for cancer research through the V Foundation, raising around $400,000 over the tournament's last 8 years of existence. Teams say it's also a nice break from the normal college tournament schedule.
This is the only tournament throughout the year that we play on clay, so this is a real reward for them. Many of them grow up on the clay, and so for them to come back after playing so much hard court during the year, this is a real reward.
We get this in college tennis, a lot of fans and stuff, but you don't get it a lot of times at just like a college tournament, so it's definitely a special event, and I hope that it does well in the future as well.
The University of Florida won in both men's and women's singles, while UCF and Michigan won the women's doubles and men's doubles, respectively. Stick around, we got a little more to come here on ABC 7.
At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-855-395-9803. That's 1-855-395-9803 now.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
If you or a loved one used a proton pump inhibitor, such as Nexium, Prilosec, or Prevacid, and then developed chronic kidney disease, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. A recent report released by the American Medical Association found that the use of proton pump inhibitors was associated with a significant increase in the risk of developing chronic kidney disease. Side effects associated with these medications include acute kidney injury, chronic kidney disease, dialysis treatment, kidney or renal failure, kidney transplant surgery, and even death. If you or a loved one used Nexium, Prilosec, or Prevacid and then developed chronic kidney disease, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-977-4346. Again, that's 1-800-977-4346.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.
Well, Wendy, certainly a pleasant night to have an early sunset, I would say.
Oh, my goodness. Just before we went on the air, I was looking at Tower Cam, and we had the most beautiful, beautiful sky colors. It was just gorgeous with purples and pinks and absolutely gorgeous. And it is going to be a very nice night tonight. We have clear skies in store. We've got overnight lows in the upper 60s, but look at the daytime highs all this week.
Lovely.
Pretty nice.
Can't beat it.
Yeah.
Well, we have a developing situation in Texas. Stay with us on social media for the updates, and back here right at 11 o'clock.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.